Wake up and you'll find that the global IQ is dropped by 1,000 times. The once universally known 99 multiplication table has become the world's most difficult math problem. With the comfort of these little brothers, Gao Qifeng's expression improved slightly. Diaoyi also had a shocked expression on his face, realizing how foolish his decision was when he challenged Qin Feng. He stared at Qin Feng in disbelief. Gao Qifeng said, it must be your good luck that allowed you to answer correctly. Can you still have such good luck with the questions I ask next? Qin Feng said, dealing with you doesn't require luck. Gao Qifeng said, you're really arrogant. Remember to lick my shoes properly later. Qin Feng said, stop talking nonsense and ask the question already. Gao Qifeng said, 6 heavy multiplication x 9 equals how much? Qin Feng said, is this your limit? Qin Feng said, 54. Gao Qifeng was shocked. How did you know? This is a third-grade question. As expected, a red light immediately lit up in front of Qin Feng. The referee's voice sounded at this moment. Red side gains 1 point, red side has a total of 2 points, blue side has a total of 2 points, it's a tie. How is this possible? This can't be possible? How did this happen? Gao Qifeng and his followers behind him stared at Qin Feng in disbelief. Diaoyi was also shocked by Qin Feng's strength. He didn't expect the reinforcements he called to be so powerful. Boss, there's still a chance, it's a tie now, don't hold back anymore. Boss, don't hold back anymore. Boss, finish him with one move. Gao Qifeng sneered, can you answer this question? Do you think your luck will always be this good? Gao Qifeng continued, 9 heavy multiplication x 9-6. This is the hardest question I've ever studied, I don't believe you can answer it. His followers looked smugly at Qin Feng. Qin Feng replied, you're just like that, 75. As soon as he finished speaking, the green light lit up in front of Qin Feng. This is impossible. Gao Qifeng stood up from his seat, pointing angrily at Qin Feng, his eyes red, and shouted at him. The referee said sternly, the red team answered correctly, the red team scores 1 point, the red team scores 3 points. The blue team still has one question. How is this possible? Can he answer this question too? And he answered so quickly? He must be cheating, he must be. Gao Qifeng's followers stared at Qin Feng in shock, then calmly analyzed. Gao Qifeng roared, so you cheated in front of me? Are you tired of living? Then a group of his followers stood up and walked towards Qin Feng. Diaoyi instantly appeared in front of Qin Feng. Diaoyi stared angrily and said, Gao Qifeng, the mighty leader of the strong group, can't accept defeat? I may not be able to beat you in calculations, but do I have to fear you in everything else? Gao Qifeng laughed, what a joke, I can't accept defeat. Do you have any evidence that we cheated? Diaoyi asked, do you have evidence? Gao Qifeng said, you yourself said that I am from the strong group, and yet you dare to cheat in front of me? Diaoyi's face showed anger, do you have evidence? You're the one accusing us of cheating. Gao Qifeng said, cut off one of his fingers, let's see if he still dares to cheat. Gao Qifeng coldly ordered his followers behind him. His followers received the order and walked towards Qin Feng again. Diaoyi shouted angrily, you dare touch him? Do you really think I'm afraid of you? Gao Qifeng sneered, even my defeated subordinates dare to speak up? There is no one here that I won't touch. Diaoyi glanced at the referee, who turned his face away and didn't look at them. Obviously, the referee had no intention of intervening. Qin Feng remained calm, there's still one question, ask quickly. Gao Qifeng laughed, interesting. You cheated, how can we continue? You've violated the rules of the game. Qin Feng said, speak with evidence. Diaoyi said, evidence? A first grader answering a third grader's question, everyone saw it, do we still need evidence? Qin Feng said, you can't accept defeat, then sign the agreement. Gao Qifeng laughed, as long as you cheated, even if I win, come and lick my shoes. After speaking, he sat back in his seat and stretched his feet towards Qin Feng. Diaoyi's face turned red, do you have evidence? Let the evidence speak. Gao Qifeng said, evidence? Just search, it will come out immediately. Do you dare let us search? Diaoyi said, if you're innocent, you have nothing to fear. Gao Qifeng said, you have backbone, I hope you can still be like this when the evidence is found. After speaking, he gave a signal to his followers behind him. His followers immediately understood and walked towards the two of them. Qin Feng said, you can search, but if you can't find anything, you automatically lose. Gao Qifeng sneered, a little first grader dares to gamble with a third grader. If it's not cheating, what is it? If you can't find the last question, then consider it a win for you. His followers quickly approached the two of them and started searching. From top to bottom, time passed slowly. As time passed, Gao Qifeng's face became increasingly ugly. Finally, Gao Qifeng's face turned pale. Boss, we didn't find anything. We didn't find anything. After searching around, the subordinate stood in place, afraid to meet Gao Qifeng's gaze. Gao Qifeng, this is impossible. Search again for me. Biao Yi, mighty strong group, unable to accept defeat, would we cheat? Gao Qifeng coldly glanced at Biao Yi and gave his underling a signal. Search again. The underling immediately felt Gao Qifeng's gaze and searched both of them from head to toe again. Suddenly, boss, found it. They cheated. After a while, the underling excitedly took out a computer from his hand. Everyone looked at Qin Feng. Boss, I told you they cheated, and I found evidence. Indeed, they cheated. Otherwise, how could they have third-grade questions? Ha, unfortunate to be discovered. Biao Yi laughed loudly. Ha, do you still dare to say I have no evidence? Come here and lick Grandpa's shoes. After speaking, he laughed loudly at Qin Feng and Biao Yi again. Biao Yi's face turned red, anger boiling in his chest, like a pressure cooker about to explode. Biao Yi pointed at Gao Qifeng and shouted, "You're playing dirty. You use computers against us and accuse us of cheating. Is this the style of Mighty Strong Group?" Gao Qifeng laughed. "Don't use Mighty Strong Group to suppress me. Here, I am just Gao Qifeng. How about it? Discovered cheating and now desperate?" Biao Yi was already furious, his eyes bulging. "This is too much." Gao Qifeng said, "Hurry up and come here to lick our shoes. Do you want my underlings to carry you over?" Ha ha. The underlings behind him also laughed. "Ha, boss, I don't mind carrying him while he licks your shoes." "Ha, I want to carry him too. Although he's a fool, he's lighter. That one is too heavy." This person pointed at Qin Feng with his finger, then pointed at Biao Yi. Gao Qifeng laughed loudly. Seeing that the two of them were not moving, he looked at them darkly. "Hurry up, don't force us to take action. Also, one person needs to cut off a finger as compensation." Gao Qifeng's underlings were eager to move, excitedly preparing to watch the show. At this moment, Qin Feng finally spoke. "These tricks, you dare to play them in front of me?" After speaking, Qin Feng turned his head to look at the referee. The referee still didn't say anything. The referee glanced at Gao Qifeng and slowly spoke, "Mr. Gao, if there's nothing else, I'll leave first." Gao Qifeng raised his hand happily. "Go ahead, you know what to say about what happened today." The referee nodded and ignored everyone, then left. At this moment, Gao Qifeng finally looked at Qin Feng and slowly spoke. With witnesses and evidence, do you still want to argue?" Gao Qifeng said, "Bring those two to me." Immediately, the subordinates rushed towards Qin Feng. Biao Yi immediately stood in front of him. "Let's see who dares." Gao Qifeng laughed. Just a defeated underling, attack." Just as Qin Feng and Biao Yi were about to fight, suddenly, a voice filled with anger came from the entrance. Everyone's gaze was immediately drawn to this sudden voice. Following the sound, a woman was staring angrily at Gao Qifeng. The woman was wearing a white tight backless dress, with a cool and glamorous makeup and a seductive gaze, highlighting her unique mature charm. Her breasts were towering and captivating, revealing a delicate and beautiful back, showcasing her perfect figure. This enchanting woman was none other than Zhuang Qingqing, Sister Cheng. Gao Qifeng was stunned for a moment and smiled. "Oh, Sister Cheng, what wind blew you here?" Qingqing moved her steps, twisting her waist, and finally stopped in front of Qin Feng, looking at Gao Qifeng and slowly speaking. "Gao Qifeng, although you have a stake here, it doesn't give you the right to do whatever you want." Gao Qifeng was taken aback. "Who do you think you are? How dare you speak to me like this?" Sister Cheng said sternly, "I may not be anyone, but the boss entrusted me to manage this place, so it is necessary for me to take care of things here, and I must take care of them." Gao Qifeng replied, "Even if your boss comes, he still has to give me face. Don't you recognize who I am?" Sister Cheng replied, "No matter who you are, as long as you are here, I have the right to manage." Biao Yi naturally knew Sister Cheng, but he didn't understand why she, who had always remained neutral, would lean towards his side. He looked at Qin Feng in confusion. Qin Feng looked back at Biao Yi with a puzzled expression but didn't respond, just shrugged. Gao Qifeng said, "All right then. You can come and manage. Those two cheated in the competition, and yes, we have found evidence." Gao Qifeng threw the calculator in front of Sister Cheng. Sister Cheng coldly looked at the calculator falling on the cold floor. Then she looked at Gao Qifeng coldly and said, "Do you think our calculation room doesn't have surveillance? If they really cheated, I will know by watching the footage. If that's the case, we don't need you, we will punish them ourselves." Gao Qifeng laughed and said, "Did you hear that? They cheated first, so you don't need to bother punishing them. You can leave, I will take care of it myself." Sister Cheng said, "Are the words of the people behind you trustworthy?" Gao Qifeng suddenly changed his tone. "Don't be so stubborn. If it weren't for the fact that you are the boss's woman, do you think I would waste so much time talking to you?" Sister Cheng replied, "Gao Qifeng, watch your words. My relationship with the boss is purely professional." Gao Qifeng laughed. "Who knows? You don't seem like just business partners to me. Sister Chang said, Gao Qifeng, don't go too far. Qin Feng said, a little third grader dares to be arrogant here? Gao Qifeng replied, a first grader dares to be arrogant with me, a third grader? If you don't speak, I almost forgot about you too. Bring them to me. Yes. Several subordinates walked towards Qin Feng. Sister Qing shouted angrily, and a group of people entered from the door and stood behind her. They stared fiercely at Gao Qifeng. Gao Qifeng's face changed. Zhuang Qingqing, do you dare to stop me? Are you shameless? Sister Ching replied, anyone who uses violence in the calculation room, I have the right to manage, no matter who you are. Gao Qifeng asked, you won't do anything about his cheating? Sister Chang replied, I said, let's watch the surveillance footage. Gao Qifeng said, alright then, let's watch the footage. Just don't protect him when the time comes. After a pause, he looked at Qin Feng fiercely, only someone who hides behind a woman. Qin Feng replied, you're just a defeated underling. Gao Qifeng said, if you didn't cheat, could you win? Sister Ching said, investigate for me. Sister Ching ignored the two of them and gave orders to her subordinates behind her. The subordinates responded and walked outside. They soon returned with a tablet. Gao Qifeng's face changed slightly. Sister Ching glared at Gao Qifeng and then started checking the tablet. As time passed, Gao Qifeng's face became increasingly ugly. With a command from Sister Ching, the contents of the tablet appeared on the big screen. It was clear on the screen that Gao Qifeng's subordinate had placed the calculator on Qin Feng. Gao Qifeng's face changed, but then he relaxed. See, he cheated. Sister Ching said, you really are unreasonable. Everyone present saw it. What else do you want to argue? Gao Qifeng said, I said he cheated, so he cheated. What can you do to